In this video, I'm going to show you how to start an LLC for an online business step by step in 2026. Hey guys, welcome back to Biz Builders, your go-to source for business formation tips, entrepreneurship advice, and simple guides that help you actually get your business started. Now, let me ask you something. Have you been thinking about starting an online business, but you're not quite sure when you're supposed to actually form an LLC? Maybe you're starting a Shopify store, a drop shipping business, a freelance service, a YouTube channel, an agency, or some kind of digital product business. And at some point, you've probably wondered, do I need an LLC yet? Well, here's the thing. Once your online business starts making money or interacting with customers, forming an LLC becomes one of the smartest moves you can make. It protects your personal assets, makes your business look far more professional, and helps separate your business finances from your personal finances. But even though starting an LLC can be done completely online, there are still several important steps involved. You'll need to choose a compliant business name, appoint a registered agent, file your formation documents with the state, apply for an EIN, and stay compliant with state requirements. And if something is filed incorrectly, your application can get delayed or rejected. So in this full 2026 guide, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to start an LLC for an online business step by step. And I'll also explain why many entrepreneurs choose to use a professional service like Northwest Registered Agent to make the process easier and avoid common mistakes. If you want to check them out, I do have a discount link for Northwest Registered Agent in the description and pinned comment below the video. Alright, so let's start with the basics. So first things first, why should someone running an online business even consider forming an LLC? Well, the biggest reason is liability protection. Without an LLC, you're typically operating as a sole proprietor by default. That means legally you and your business are the same entity. So if your business runs into legal trouble, debt, customer disputes, or lawsuits, your personal assets could potentially be at risk. Things like your personal bank account, your car, or even your home. But once you form an LLC, your business becomes its own legal entity. And so generally speaking, your personal assets are protected from business liabilities. Another major benefit is professionalism. When you're running an online business, whether you're working with suppliers, advertisers, or clients, having an official LLC can make your business look far more credible. It also allows you to open a business bank account, which makes managing finances and taxes much easier. Alright, so the first step in forming your LLC is choosing your business name. Now there are a few rules you'll need to follow here. First, your LLC name must be unique in the state where you're forming the business. That means it cannot already be registered by another company. Second, your name must include an LLC designator such as LLC or limited liability company. For example, if your brand name is Digital Growth Studio, your registered LLC name might be Digital Growth Studio LLC. Now, one thing that surprises people is that even if a name looks available at first, it can still be rejected if it's considered too similar to another registered business. So it's always a good idea to search your state's business database before filing anything. And it's also smart to have 2 or 3 backup name ideas ready just in case your first option isn't available. Next up, you'll need to appoint a registered agent. Now, every LLC in the United States is required to have one. A registered agent is responsible for receiving official legal documents on behalf of your business. This can include government notices, tax forms, and legal paperwork. Technically, you can list yourself as a registered agent if you live in the state where your LLC is formed, but there are a few downsides to doing that. First, your personal address becomes part of the public business record. Second, registered agents are required to be available during normal business hours to receive documents. And for entrepreneurs running an online business from home, that's not always ideal. That's why many business owners choose to use a service like Northwest Registered Agent because they provide a professional registered agent address and handle official legal mail for you. If you want to use them, I do have a discount link for Northwest Registered Agent in the description and pinned comment below the video. This also helps keep your personal home address private. Alright, so this is the step where your LLC officially gets created. To form your LLC, you'll need to file something called the Articles of Organization with your state Secretary of State. This document includes important information about your business, such as your LLC name, registered agent details, business address, and management structure. Most states allow you to file this online, which makes the process fairly convenient. However, the form can still be a little confusing if you've never seen it before. For example, many states ask whether your LLC will be member managed or manager managed, and that choice affects how your business is structured legally. And of course, each state charges a filing fee, which can range anywhere from about $50 to several $100s, depending on the state. Once the state approves your Articles of Organization, your LLC officially exists. Alright, so once your LLC is approved, the next step is getting your EIN. EIN stands for Employer Identification Number, and you can think of it as a social security number for your business. You'll need an EIN to open a business bank account, hire employees, process payments through certain platforms, and file taxes. You can apply for one directly through the IRS website, and the application itself is free. However, the form does ask questions about your business structure and tax classification, which can sometimes be confusing if you're new to business formation. So it's important to answer those questions carefully. Next up is creating an operating agreement. Now, even though not every state legally requires one, most business experts strongly recommend having this document. An operating agreement outlines how your LLC will operate internally. It typically covers things like ownership percentages, profit distribution, decision-making authority, and what happens if members join or leave the company. Even for a single-member LLC running an online business, this document helps reinforce the legal separation between you and your business. And that separation is important for maintaining liability protection. Now, here's something that catches a lot of new business owners by surprise. Starting the LLC is only the first step. Most states require ongoing filings like annual reports or franchise taxes to keep your business in good standing. If those deadlines are missed, your LLC can face penalties, late fees, or even administrative dissolution. And that's another reason many entrepreneurs use services like Northwest Registered Agent, because they send compliance reminders and help make sure you stay on top of important deadlines. If you want to check them out, remember I have a discount link for Northwest Registered Agent in the description and pinned comment below the video. So at this point, you might be thinking, okay, starting an LLC for an online business definitely seems possible, but there are quite a few moving parts involved. And honestly, that's exactly why many entrepreneurs choose to use Northwest Registered Agent instead of trying to figure everything out themselves. When you file an LLC on your own, you're responsible for navigating government websites, understanding legal terminology, filling out formation documents correctly, appointing a registered agent, and making sure everything complies with your state's rules. None of that is impossible, but if it's your first time dealing with business formation paperwork, it can definitely feel overwhelming. This is where Northwest Registered Agent really helps simplify things. They specialize specifically in business formation and registered agent services, and their platform walks you through the process step by step. Instead of trying to interpret government forms or worrying about submitting something incorrectly, their system helps guide you through everything in a much clearer and more straightforward way. They'll prepare and file your LLC formation documents with the state, provide a professional registered agent address so your personal home address doesn't have to be listed publicly, and make sure your paperwork is submitted correctly. That privacy aspect is actually one of the biggest reasons many online entrepreneurs use them. Without a registered agent service, your personal address can end up listed in public business records that anyone can search online. Another thing people really appreciate about Northwest Registered Agent is their customer support. If you ever have questions during the setup process or later while running your business, you can talk to someone who actually understands business formation instead of just dealing with automated support systems. They also send reminders for important compliance filings and state deadlines so your LLC stays in good standing. Missing those filings can sometimes lead to penalties or even having your LLC dissolved by the state. So while you absolutely can start your LLC yourself if you want to, many entrepreneurs prefer using Northwest Registered Agent simply because it saves time, protects their privacy, and helps make sure everything is done correctly the first time. And if you want to check them out, I do have a discount link for Northwest Registered Agent in the description and pinned comment below the video, so you can take a look there. So now you know exactly how to start an LLC for an online business in 2026. The process involves choosing your business name, appointing a registered agent, filing your articles of organization, getting your EIN from the IRS, creating an operating agreement, and staying compliant with ongoing state requirements. And the great thing is you can complete the entire process online from anywhere. Once your LLC is set up, you'll have liability protection, a more professional business structure, and a strong foundation to grow your online business. If you found this guide helpful, definitely give the video a thumbs up so more entrepreneurs can find it. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more LLC tutorials, business formation guides, and practical entrepreneurship advice. Also, if you have any questions about starting an LLC for an online business, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I read every single comment and I'm always happy to help. And if you'd rather have professionals handle the LLC formation process, you can check out Northwest Registered Agent using the discount link in the description and pinned comment below the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.